This is Leaf Life. All things cannabis for all people. Now, Ricker and the Bearded Lorax.
We publish a free magazine called The Leaf that is available in print in 13 states and counting at your local cannabis retailer and also available online at leafmagazines.com. I'm Mike Ricker, your host of Leaf Life, proudly with my co-host and beloved bestie, Wes Abney, also known as the Bearded Lorax.
I speak for the trees.
And of course, there's AJOG.
Hola, aloha OGs.
And Mary J. White.
The smoking female.
Appetite cravings are a real thing that food companies are cashing in on. And we don't have a problem with that. As long as they keep finding ways to satisfy our curious palate, we will happily acquiesce to our impulses. But when are they gonna publicly recognize that a huge part of their sales success is due to their consumers being stoned? This is the Munchies.
And just remember,
you fellas.
if you put nacho cheese on it, it's automatically edible.
No, God, nacho cheese.
I'm gonna have trouble with this show.
Our
Yum.
first segment, Infused Adventures, and our second segment, Late Night Menu. But before we get educated, we've got to get medicated. So let's get stoned. All right. Wherever your day has led you, now it's time to fire up, chew up, drink up. Just get in the mood as we introduce this show's Greg the Guinea Pig.
Hi, I'm Greg, and Ricker used to try his weed out on me. But now it's someone else's turn to be the guinea pig.
All right, this time it is the product creator and baker for Mushroom MAVIN. That is a psilocybin company that makes tasty treats. Is that right, Karen?
No, I just call myself a mushroom maven.
Oh.
I create lots of products for different brands, but
Got you. Okay, so you're the Mushroom MAVIN.
I like to call myself a mushroom maven.
Cool. And Carol MANGABAT.
Yes, Carol MANGABAT.
MANGABAT.
Are you related to Dr. Tony?
I've heard a lot about Dr. Tony. Unfortunately, not.
Is-
I would
is-
be hooked up if I was.
Yeah, he's a plastic surgeon doctor, right? How would you know that, Mary?
Because my face has been lifted up off my chest.
Really?
There you go.
Very.
Shout out
Oh,
to Dr.
big.
MANGABAT. Not related to me.
Okay. Mary was going to try to get a discount there, I think.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, anyways, hey, Carol, I understand you're not going to be smoking today, so it's time to call in a pinch hitter.
Oh,
Hey,
my
who
goodness. Ay, ay, ay.
Now, stepping up to the plate, here's today's pinch hitter.
And it's AJOG.
Oh,
So,
baby.
AJ, you're going to be puffing. Now let's spin AJ's wheel to see what's in AJ's stash.
And now, what's in AJ's
Let's go, baby.
Ah, well, you know, it could be anything, AJ, and we know you're packing the heat. What is it this time?
Alright, well, it looks like we've got a PLUGplay vaporizer deliverable
Yeah.
unit here.
Yeah, it's the PLUGplay
Comes in
vape
this-
cart, man. They're really big in California.
Check them out. They come in a sleek box. It kind of reminds me of that awesome Apple technology.
Well, that's the battery.
That's the battery up.
Okay, it comes in like a VHS box, right, Mary? You remember
Yeah.
VHS?
Yeah, the
like-
old VHS
Yeah.
box. Yeah,
It's
no
perfect.
doubt. That's cute. I like that. And plus, you know, because the play on words there.
Plug and play.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then check it out. The carts also come in something that looks like a VHS,
Yep.
as Ricker pointed out.
And
Nice
by the
packaging.
way, it's great packaging. They're in California and Washington.
Ah,
Oh,
there you
good.
go. Get them
That's
out there
right.
on the shelves, you guys. So
Beautiful.
I'm going to be hitting Trainwreck today off this sleek, beautiful pen.
Yeah, and big ups to Minglewood Brands, who represents them here in the state of Washington. Actually, I went to their facility in California,
Yeah.
and what a cool spot, man. Super vibey. They had those little, what are those little plastic heads, Wes, that everybody has, the plug, what are they called?
Chia Pets?
Not Chia Pets. It's the little plastic dolls that are iconic.
Bobbleheads.
They're not bobbleheads, but close.
Oh, those stacking
Funkos.
dolls? The Russian dolls?
Funko.
Munchie cheese.
Funkos.
Oh, Funkos. It's
Yeah.
a Seattle company as well.
Is it?
Funkos, yeah.
Here,
Goodness.
pass me
Oh,
that.
yeah, definitely try that.
Collectible.
That's bomb. It has really terpy, like piney hits on it.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing in the back of the palate.
Go get your
Yay.
PLUGplay cart today.
Definitely.
Yum.
And if you smoke enough of that, you're going to get the munchies, AJ.
That's
God
yummy.
forbid
Yes,
And I'll tell you
munchies,
something,
baby.
if you get the munchies, you got the right girl in the house because we got one of the premier bakers
We sure
Yes,
do.
in
sir.
the not just the cannabis industry, but the psilocybin industry. You make some beautiful chocolates, don't you?
Thank you so much. We take pride in our packaging and making sure it's high quality and beautiful for people to consume.
And
So,
it's called
nootropics.
Tropics.
Isn't that
Check
good
us
for
out.
your brain?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All mushrooms are
Right.
functionals and psychedelic. I highly advocate
Do
mushrooms for all.
mushrooms / psilocybin promote the munchies, or is it just
No.
cannabinoids?
Ooh, that's
You don't
a
know.
toss up. I don't know yet.
Mary, what do you know about it? Which cannabinoids promote appetite stimulation? I was looking for the word.
More of the indica dominant cultivars
Yes.
are going to have that effect. The geraniol especially is very much an appetite exciter.
Stimulator.
Sure is.
Yeah. But I really think that the indicas almost across the board will make you eat the sofa if it's leather.
Got it.
Yeah.
Kind of like the sailors when they ran into the doldrums back in the day, and
Yeah.
before we had motors and such, they would, when they were starving, because they'd be stuck at sea,
Right.
they'd run out of food and they would eat their belt because it was made of
What?
leather. Yeah, that's how you
my
survive when you're from
goodness.
starvation.
Oh my goodness.
Ay,
That's
ay,
when you're at the
ay.
end.
Yeah, the very end.
And-
They have the real munchies.
Totally.
Yeah, the actual munchies.
And what's it called when you have a vitamin C deficiency, Wes?
Scurvy.
Scurvy.
Oh, yeah.
Arr.
Get that vitamin C. Get that vitamin C.
Yes.
Well, the munchies, it's weird. It's like that was the one thing that I always knew as a kid. Even before I knew like anything about drugs, it was like the munchies is a weed thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you kind of expect to go into like a blind like food rage.
Just nuts.
But
Oh
I
my
found
goodness.
the munchies have different forms.
Absolutely.
Oh.
You
True.
know, where it's like just like you could have the drunk munchies.
The
too,
drunchies.
which can lead to some very sad
Very
choices.
sad things.
But the weed munchies have, different vibes.
Well, and also I found that if you like, okay, we all pretty much know, okay, I'm getting high in 20 minutes or whatever. Eat something then. And I try sometimes, usually, like a carrot or a salad or, something good. And then there's something in there. So you're less likely to get hungry. Because the munchies are because those cannabinoids make ghrelin. They have your body produce more ghrelin, which is that appetite hormone. So what do you suggest for trying to not be munchy?
Ooh, I don't know. I'm a fan of having the munchies. I mean, you guys.
Yes.
I'm a baker. So
Yes.
I support people having munchies.
Ooh,
And
there
let's
you
not
go.
forget,
Mama
that's-
Carol supports.
Going back to Brownie Mary, not our lovely
Yeah, but
Mary,
the
but Brownie Mary
original.
made infused brownies
Ah.
for terminal AIDS patients
Mhm.
Yeah.
to get them to eat.
Yeah.
And that's why, the pot brownie is the ubiquitous kind of thing that people think of.
Yes.
But it's, the munchies saves lives. There's actually, that's like a
Oh.
hashtag.
Ah.
Because if you are wasting or you can't eat,
Yeah.
or even if you have a psychological issue with eating, you're trying to treat, an eating disorder,
Mm-hmm.
you smoke some weed, you're gonna eat.
Absolutely.
That's
So
true. Yeah.
it's funny. It's like kind of demonized.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should be, you're right. It should be seen as medicine and therapy as well. My granny right now, I mean, she's 96 years old.
Wow.
And yes, my elders live quite long, quite lengthy. My grandpa to 102. And
You're native, right?
so, yep. And granny's 96. And her appetite started to suppress, but we gave her a little concoction with a little bit of cannabis tincture, with her tea.
Nice.
And her appetite, her also her just general mood, she's like, I want to go on a garden stroll, so we're walking really slowly with Granny down that garden stroll. But such an awesome thing for her to be inspired to get out there. And then on top of that, she came in and ate like no other,
Good.
she got that food in.
Yeah, I love hearing that. And I got my start doing medical cannabis baking. And so when I was working with people with cancer that weren't eating a lot, and when I would get the words of affirmation from their friends and family going, hey, Carol, my uncle wasn't eating, but I just want to let you know the cookies that you made did wonders for him and his
wow.
appetite, and he was comfortable.
Yeah.
And thank you for that. And that's when I knew cannabis is magic.
Yep.
And it's
Yes.
here to heal.
And your cookies are magic, and they are
Thank
so
you, Mama.
yummy, girl.
I appreciate you. I appreciate that.
When I think of the munchies, right, I don't think of eating a carrot, Mary.
Well, you got to retrain yourself now. God damn it.
I hear
just,
you.
let me just say one thing. The thing that pisses me off when people say the munchies is that I automatically equate, like nasty cheese and they're going to some fucking drive-thru.
Lucky Charms, man.
Yeah, see, no, munchies doesn't mean shit food.
Yeah.
You can quote me on that. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
true. It's true.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think of a carrot. I think of Lucky Charms. I think of the Grand Slam at Denny's. I think,
good one.
anything.
Reese's.
Yeah, anything that contains lots of sugar or lots of fat.
Maybe the blizzard.
I think
Oh.
Mary's
The
also
blizzard.
speaking to what we learned on that previous episode about how our stomach is communicating to our mind.
That is right. That is
Yeah.
correct.
That's next week's show, the supplements.
Yeah, but she was reading up on it beforehand.
Of
Yes,
course, that's
yes.
next week. Thank you for doing that, AJ. It's research and development.
That's right. But it is
Retake.
true that, so much of our brain is in our stomach and, they talk to each other. I'm not sitting here telling you that I haven't occasionally eaten the sharing bag of peanut M&Ms all
You're
by myself.
bad.
I know.
I love it.
Naughty.
But I just think try and get away from, cheese spread.
Mary doesn't want to run to the border.
We
Go
love
easy.
cheese. We put cheese on everything.
Artificial.
Guess so, baby.
I mean,
Carol.
I might like chips and cheese at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Guess so, me.
We all have our weaknesses. All right, hey,
Yes,
Carol,
yes.
now it's time for you to play Are You Smarter Than a Fifth-Time Smoker?
Toys or dabs or big mom tokers.
Watch out, Carol.
I can't get much stoned, but it's time to play. Are you smarter than a fifth?
Oh, my.
Here's Ricker.
How about that intro, Mary?
That's a good one.
Wow. You remember the show, right? Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yes.
No.
No way.
Well, this one's
There
for
was a show.
stoners.
It's a real one.
It was a
It's
show.
a real show. Wow.
You didn't know that? Was it Jeff Foxbury?
Foxworthy.
Foxworthy?
Oh, Foxworthy.
And most people are not smarter than a fifth grader.
That's correct. That's what
Well,
we learned.
today's fifth graders.
Oh, well, yeah.
This would be a very sad show.
All right, so
truth.
Carol, are you smarter than a fifth-time smoker?
I hope so.
Number one,
Fingers crossed.
is Blue Dream a sativa or an indica?
Indica.
That's incorrect.
Girl, we know. Blue Dream Sativa. Girl, come on. Where are your OG roots?
Blue Dream is generally about 70% sativa and 30% indica.
Allegedly.
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 All right, number two. Why does a strawberry cough strain have the same subtle flavor as an actual strawberry? She doesn't know, Mary.
Oh my
The
goodness.
Keebler elf spritzes it with delicious strawberry essence.
Yeah, strawberry shortcake.
That's
Baked in the room.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
Strawberry shortcake is baked in the room. I love that.
The answer is because they share the same terpenes.
Okay.
Ooh.
I
The
am
most
striking
prominent
out.
that gives its signature strawberry flavor is called osamine and geraniol. Adds more floral notes. Is that how you pronounce it, Mary?
Probably.
Geraniol? Yeah,
I just
gotcha.
call it geraniol because,
Geraniol.
Geraniol.
How coincidental that you brought it up already once. Wowie zowie. And number three. The founder of the leaf empire is also a rare species of wild beast. This beast is notorious for digging up termite mounds in the summer, as well as seeking moose in the suburbs close to Anchorage, Alaska, after successful leaf bowls. It is recommended to stay as far away from this beast as possible, as it has been known to become rabid after consuming foraged June berries, 100 milligrams of infused Mother Pucker sodas from Mojo Sodas, and
shout out.
Costco chicken bake while lining on the couch to watch his 420th episode of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Oh, whoa.
What is the name of this wildebeest of the Pacific Northwest?
I believe the wildebeest of the Pacific Northwest is the bearded lorax. Nailed it.
Yes.
I'm so smart.
Hey, if you want to discover cannabis news, reviews, entertainment, and culture, and explore every Leaf magazine at your convenience, search leafmagazines.com. Coming up in our second segment, we'll dive into the late night menu and how it's blatantly geared to stoners. We'll get another spin of AJ's Wheel and kick it all off with another episode of Why Didn't I Think of That with Mary J. White. Leaf Life continues in just a moment.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies.
Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Northeast Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Amsterdam Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming. Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment. Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug. There may be health risks associated with consumption of this product. For use by adults 21 and older. Keep out of the reach of children.
Some of the wardrobe, including Ricker and Wes's sick lids, is provided by Grassroots California. Check out the dopeness at grassrootscalifornia.com.